Hey, welcome to Saturday's Cousins. This is Sonia with SEH Unlimited. All right, so what do we got for an update today? Okay, so let me explain to you a little bit about me. My name is Sonia. I'm with SEH Unlimited. I'm SEH Unlimited. Let me explain to you where the name came from. Years ago, I had a not so great opinion of myself. And with that opinion of myself, I, at one point in time, was offered a scholarship, offered, not applied for, offered. I was told, give a call to this number, tell them what you're going to study, let them know if you need rental assistance, food, etc., etc., etc. And so it took a while, but I explained to the person giving me the opportunity that I wasn't good enough and that something like that should be given to somebody who is good enough. And a few years later, I asked myself, why are you not good enough? And I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And I just realized that I just kept telling myself that I'm not good enough. And I would never give myself a reason. I would just say, because of that right there. You see that right there? You did that? You're not good enough. And eventually I had to stop myself and say, you know what? Why aren't you good enough? And I drilled it down and I drilled it down. And I finally got to what I called my main bone of contention. And the big thing was that my dad didn't like me. And, that was a hole I'd been walking around in my heart for the longest time. I mean, I would have been a daddy's girl had I had a daddy. But I wrote myself a letter. It sounds cheesy, but basically, I told myself he's fired, you know, and I slowly changed my opinion as far as that situation from, oh, I wish he was here, to look what that man missed out on. And, 50 years later, I can say well, okay, no, 25 years after I made that decision to drill down what was going on in my life, I feel better about me. I treat myself better. And I'm constantly, wanting to improve. And I constantly want to share with that. So, as you know, I've been making soap for many years. And um, because I had bad skin issues, sometimes medications and things like that, medications, ointments, creams, salves, whatever. A lot of times they were expensive. Sometimes they didn't work. And when my cousin introduced me to making my own soap, and when I made my own soap, I realized, you know what? I can make whatever flavor I want because the soap I make doesn't have all those detergents in it. And it's good for the skin. I like it. It does well for me. Now, people ask me, they always ask me, is it good for dry skin? And I always answer, it works for me. I have dry skin. The reason I answer that way is because you can have dry skin from the weather, from the heat, from the cold, from the environment around you, from stress, from vitamin deficiency, allergy. There could be so many different reasons for dry skin. And so, for instance, my latest oatmeal soap has moringa oil and manuka. Those are supposed to be good for eczema. Now, if you have eczema, that's going to work for you. But if you have dry skin because you're stressed out, that may not work for you. I mean, maybe the smell of it will relax you some in your skin. But the thing is that you need to know why you have the dry skin. Then you can deal with it accordingly. And that being said, as far as self improvement goes, I am also planning in my area. There's this little place called Boom City, and I'm getting my stuff together so that I can create a little booth up there and see how I do. And I am going to have soap. I'm going to have soap dishes. I'm going to have some imagination stations. And I hope people come and see me, but if not, I'll have a good time. Now, yeah, I got some stuff on TikTok. But I don't know what's going on with TikTok lately. You know, but that's not my concern. That's their concern. And so that's pretty much what's been going on with me. Now, as far as self improvement things, well, it's like I want to be what I want. In other words, somebody to hang out and say, okay, these are the things you got to look for. And for young people that don't know, it's like if you don't know, then most of the time you're not going to know to ask. Well, it's not necessarily young people. It could be anybody going through any kind of life change. And so, I want to put something together that something where I'm not selling you anything. All I'm doing is offering you opportunity to come hang with me and come grow with me. Come grow with me. Yeah, yeah. But um, right now I'm in the phase of learning money. And when I say learning money, I mean habits, looking at my habits, correcting the things that don't work well for me. I want to learn how to save. I want to learn how to budget. I want to learn how to I want to learn how to invest. I want to make sure that when I go to retire, I can do that. And there are some things that I do know just from walking this world for as many years as I've been doing it, that well, let me put it this way. My day job, I run into all kinds of people who can use this information, but because it's my day job, I can't really go, hey, go watch my video, or hey, go look at this, or hey, go look at that. So, so I'm trying to get organized enough to put these out there. But, so today, there are things that people don't think about. And the best example I'm going to use is buying a car. So someone goes to buy a car. In the past, what I have done is said, okay, I got this much money, or I can afford this much car payment. Okay. That's buying a car, but that's not really being financially prepared to buy a car. So buying a car, things you want to look at. A, you want to look at the price of the car. B, you want to get an idea of how much your insurance is going to be. C, get an idea of how much the regular maintenance is going to be. Now, there is buying a used car, a super used car, or a brand new car. Me personally, buying a brand new car, I can't see me doing it simply because the second you drive it off the lot, that's $5,000 you done gave away. Now, as far as a used car, now there are these cars that are They can come with a little bit of a warranty, and that's because they've done a point by point inspection on the cars and repaired them. Make sure that whatever you are promised, you get on paper, and that it's agreeable in the deal. Iced tea. But and well, let me start over. Okay, so you want to buy a car. You want to buy a car. What kind of car are you going to buy? Are you going to get an SUV? Da 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 da. What kind of car are you going to get? So first thing you want to do is there are a few places out there that will evaluate you for a car loan without it hitting your credit. But if you are going to do a car loan anyway, once something hits your credit, from what I understand, you have like a month of things hitting your credit where only the one really affected your credit. And so I would suggest, one, narrowing down the type of vehicle you want. Think about the things you want inside of it. Two, how much are you going to spend on the car? Are you going to finance it? Are you going to pay cash? Do you have the money to pay cash? If you finance it, are you going to finance it like a 7-year loan? Or are you going to finance it, like pay it off in 6 months? You know, you want to have this information walking in. And when you walk into a car dealership, I would suggest, because I know I get from my bank and my credit cards, I get little things for them wanting me to get a car loan, and they tell me what I'm approved for, and I can let them know if I'm looking for a car. And when going to a dealership, if you walk in there and you already got your financing taken care of, all you got to do is tell them to write the check and to whom, then that's going to say, well, last time I did it, I sat there for 4 hours. Actually, not the last time I did it. The good story of the time I did it, I sat there for 4 hours, but I'll share that with you in a minute. So, have an idea of what you're going to get, how much you're going to spend, how your finances is going to work. Are you paying cash? Have an idea of what your insurance is going to cost. If you have not had insurance before, you call up and tell them you're looking for a quote, and that, and have them give you a quote. It doesn't matter if you have the car, if you don't have the car. You let them know what type of car you're looking at buying and just get some numbers. If you like the numbers, keep their phone number, keep the agent's number handy. The other thing you can do is ask your friends, ask your family, who do you go through for insurance? Referrals are always good. And if your friends or family are happy with the insurance company that they're with, then I would definitely check with that company and see what kind of quote you can get. Now, as far as buying a used car versus a super used car, okay. So if you go to a dealership that they have went through the car and inspected everything, they got a little bit of a warranty on it and everything like that, that's good. I mean, it's going to cost you a little, or it's going to cost you a little more than a super used car, but somebody's already gone through it and checked it out. I would suggest, when doing that, get a list of things that they have noticed that needs to be repaired, and get a list of things that they have repaired, so that you have an idea of what you're going to need to do. Now, when buying a super used car, that's that car that's rolling with one crutch and rolling with 3 wheels and a crutch. The cool thing about those cars is, once you identify, Those cars you could probably get for like less than $1,000. But if you have to put a whole new engine, transmission, and things like that, you practically have, you don't have a brand new car, but that car is going to last you a while. And that's money that you put into repairs that you're not going to have to do that for a while. Just keep up your maintenance. I mean, with buying a car, main thing is know what you want, have an idea of how you're going to get it, know what you're going to do for it. And as long as you walk in knowing that you're going to either go to another place or walk out with some keys in your hand, when you're able to do that, then you're not going to necessarily be looking for the salesperson to make you some sort of deal. You're not going to be looking for them to be nice to you, because you are what they want. You are the person that's walking in, looking at cars. You have questions, you have an idea of what you want, and you've already taken care of your financing. And so, what I would do is walk in and say, I'm looking for a car, not sure what I got. Why don't you tell me what you got? And I've already taken care of my financing. I just got to pick out the car. And usually a good salesperson's going to roll with that. They're going to show you everything they got. Just remember, ask about it, any kind of maintenance that's been done to it, any kind of maintenance that needs to be done to it. And also, on that note, if they promise you that they're going to, like, I looked at one car with a broken windshield. If they promise you that they're going to fix that windshield or something like that that's purely cosmetic, don't take delivery of the car until they have fixed that. Now, on to my story. This was my story. I decided I wanted a car. Found a car that was like $7,000. I had $2,000 to put down on it. And when I finally decided on the car, it had a huge crack across the windshield. Salesperson says, "Oh, I'm going to fix that for you." Say, okay. And so we drill down, my down payment and what my payments are going to look like. And so here's my mistake. My mistake was that I didn't look at the paperwork. I had been sitting there for 4 hours. I was tired. And by the time we negotiated everything down, I went in, and instead of getting my own financing, I don't even know why I didn't do that, but I should have. I went in to see about their financing. And what I had agreed to was the $2,000 down, $300 and some odd dollars a month for 36 months. And, they said they were going to fix that window. So I didn't take the car that night. I left it there. I said, call me when the window's fixed. And so a couple days later, I get a call. And it's not telling me that my window's fixed. The guy's telling me that they need to, let me back up. Okay, so I'm sitting there 4 hours, tired, negotiated everything. When I go to sign off, I didn't notice it, but they had changed it from 36 months to 48 months. That's a whole extra year of payments. So make sure that you okay, Paul. How you doing? But make sure that when you're signing that paperwork, that you go over it detail by detail. I don't care how tired you are. If you're too tired to go over that paperwork, you tell them you'll be back tomorrow. They'll still have it there. Anyway, so guy calls me and he tells me the payments or the agreement that we agreed to, it's going to go up a little bit. And I said, I'm not going to pay more because as far as I'm concerned, they already snuck in an extra year on me. and that was my fault because I signed off on it. And I said, I'm not paying anything extra. And so the guy's like, listen, it's only a few dollars. I said, well, if it's only a few dollars, why don't you pay it? And, we're going, I'm on the bus and he's like, well, fine, bring the car back. If you don't have it back tonight, you know, you're going to, anyway, I had to have the car back tonight. And I thought about playing with the man saying, I'll get the car back there when I feel like it. But then I thought about it. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I told him, I said, I never took possession of it. And he was like, what? I said, that's right. That car's still sitting there on your lot. Give me back my down payment. You changed the deal. You cancel the deal. Give me back my down payment. And we argue for a little bit. And then finally he says, okay, I'll give you back your down payment. And then he says it's going to take 7 to 10 business days. I said, it took you 10 minutes to take it out of my account. You got 1 day to put it back. And it was back the next day. Now, normally with any company with a credit card refund, they are going to take that time because they have to take their checks and balances. But I didn't like this company because they changed the deal without me knowing it, and then they wanted to change it again. But that being said, when you go to buy a car, you make sure and do your research what kind of car, research what you need, research, insurance, what are your tabs going to cost you? These are expenses that you want to take a look at, because the last thing you want to do is get a new car and then have somebody ask you what happened to it and it done got repoed. Obviously that could happen for many different reasons, but I don't want to get into that. But thank you for joining Saturday's Cousins tonight. I'm looking forward to spending more time on here and making my videos. Again, thank you for showing up, and let me know if you have any questions and what you're looking at. All right, you have a good day. Bye-bye.